Good morning, all distinguished guests. A very warm welcome to Steel Day. Today I'm going to talk about how a finest quality and the top class finishing can be achieved through prefab. So topic is reimagining luxury through prefab technology. Look at the history of prefab technology. If you look at this building, which is on the left side, it's called Crystal Palace, which is in London. And this was built in 1851. And the other one which you see is a modular construction. And if you see, this building was built in 1910. So prefabricated construction, or what you call the modular construction, it's a centuries old technology. And in fact, today what we talk about the modular technology, there is a lot of momentum which has gained over the last 2-3 years. And this is how a prefab homes look today. The kind of evaluation which has happened over the years, you see these are the homes which we call the prefab homes. I'm just going to take you through a couple of homes. Amazing, isn't it? These are all beautiful homes. So what is happening in India? Actually, all these developed countries, the prefab homes is very common, very widely used, everybody has accepted. In fact, forget about developed countries, even in the developing countries, it's widely used. While the world is actually creating all these marvelous homes, India is still waking up to this technology. We are just trying to find out how this technology is useful. In fact, steel is, we keep talking every year how the steel is the most versatile material which can be used for various buildings. So what is happening in India? Unfortunately, if you look at the low-rise buildings, there is a lot of development which has happened over the years. For example, if you are creating a beautiful factories, we are creating warehouses, there are big malls are being built, IT parks are being built. In fact, the stations are built in steel. But when it comes to residential sector, you won't see that kind of a development which has happened in the residential sector. If you look at the high-rise structures, yes, there is some technology which has come up because you can see some steel which is being used. You can see some Maiwan technology or precast or pre-stressed concrete. But when it comes to residential low-rise buildings, there is actually no advancement has happened over so many years. We are still stuck with this age-old brick and mortar method. First of all, it is very slow. We have seen small bungalows and villas are dragged for years and years together to complete. Second is the inferior quality. Why I'm saying that? Because your quality is dependent on the skill set of people who are working on a site. And unfortunately, the skill set of people who are working on a site is not good in India. Forget about the skill set. In fact, the labor scarcity is so huge. Today, labor is not available in India. The third is definitely we are all using non-renewable resources, like we consume huge amount of water, the river sand, and we create a lot of carbon footprints. So, if anyone in India today, if you ask, do you want a prefab home? This is going to be the reaction. No. Unfortunately, this is the perception we have today of prefab homes in India. And we are responsible for it because this is a perception has been created by the companies or the contractors who are working in this field. It's very shabby, it's very crude, and it's very unattractive. Why it is happening? Actually, there are so many reasons for this, but all the reasons we cannot cover. It's a very short session, but very important point which I would like to highlight here. In fact, to date, hardly any company in this field bothered to look residential sector as an independent sector from prefab point of view. Not a single company. In fact, I'll give you a classic example how it happens in India. You know, all the buses, if you look at the bus manufacturing in India, if you look at the buses, or even the luxury buses are actually built on a chassis manufactured or fabricated for trucks. Trucks are for goods and buses are for humans. But actually, most of these buses are built on the chassis for trucks. And this is exactly what is happening here, because every prefab company looks into a residential sector through lenses of the industrial buildings or the commercial buildings. And if you actually look at the residential building from that lenses or from that angle, definitely this is what the result comes, because the buildings look very crude. Pandemic or the COVID had a lot of silver linings. I mean, one of that is that we all got a good time to reevaluate our life, our lifestyle, our quality of life. We all wanted, we felt a need to have a nice home from where we can work comfortably. At the same time, we can have a good quality time with our family, friends. We can do recreational activities from comfort of home. So if you see, these kind of homes actually become a dream of all the city dwellers. So while all kept dreaming about such homes, we at Mulberry started working on how these dreams can become a reality. It's not that, how it can be done in the quickest possible way. So what we did, in fact, we are into prefab business for the last 6-7 years. So based on all our 6-7 years of experience, we dug deep. We actually conducted exhaustive research for almost 20-24 months. And the research went into what kind of a designs have to be done for homes, what kind of a material is required, and what kind of a construction methodology is required for homes. Because residential sector is a different, it has elaborate requirements. Aesthetics, finishing, the excellence, what is required for residential sector is completely different from industrial buildings, from commercial, and even from the institutional buildings. So finally, we curated a solution to bring our dreams to quick reality.
Amod, you have to go faster.
Yeah. Look at, there are some of the points which we want to cover here, because we could not cover all the things. First is the design. Initially, to ensure that the designs are, all the designs were done considering the steel structure in mind, not in RCC and brick and mortar. So we analyzed all the plumbing, electrical, HVAC lines with Rivet model and imported in Tekla. So ensure that all lines are crystal clear, there are no clashes, because these are the primary reasons for leakages and seepages. The foundations we have designed which are more of a modular, because all our structures are G or G+1, and which can be done with hot roll frames and the infill walls. The finishing wall, of course, is the most critical area, because people have been facing issues on the cracks, particularly on the joint cracks. So what we have done is that we actually did a lot of research. The fiber cement boards which are available in India are of not the quality what we are looking for. So we really explored. We in fact shortlisted 3 boards. One is a James Hardy, another is SCG from Thailand, and KMEW from Japan. These are the best high density imported boards we are going to use, because they have tongue and groove and the joints can be finished very quickly. Getting a proper material was definitely most challenging task, because it was very difficult. So encasing of steel with wood, stone, brick cladding, we wanted to have a very proper, good material and vendors. It took a lot of time, but finally we got it. So we have decided to use almost 100 to 120 mm thick mineral wool inside 89 mm frame, so that it becomes more thermally efficient and soundproof walls. Of course, every room will have a service panel, so that it is very accessible. It can be removed. Any servicing to be done, it can be fixed back. This is going to be a permanent feature of our homes. Ease of doing interiors, because generally what happens is that when you buy a home, to make an interior, do you a lot of rework. So in fact, here what we have done is all the interior walls are actually finished as per the interior theme, and all the lighting, all the power points, all the HVAC points are already pre-appointed. And of course, we have developed a very detailed, dedicated construction manual for residential, where how every component is fixed, how it is assembled, how it is finished.
1 minute left.
Yeah. So let me learn very quickly. So what is the Mulberry? It's a basically collaborative venture with IDC's architectural and design studio, which is based in Mumbai. And principal architect Archana, she is here. And their talented team has really created beautiful designs for us. So I just want to run through a quick kind of a designs we have done. This is a Hawaiian based villa which we have developed. It is completely high density fiber cement board with shingles, and the core structure is your hot roll and LGFS walls. So this is one villa, it's called Di Arte House. This is a Spanish style villa which we have developed. It comes into a Spanish series. And this has been completely done with a Durock. I think very rarely people are using Durock in India, but we feel it's a very good material. It can be used on even the curved surfaces. And we have the designer glasses on this. And this is one model which we call the Cove. This is again, it's a combination of hot rolled and LGFS structure and finished with FCB boards and Durock. There is a lot of wood cladding inside, and all this wood cladding is done on the steel structures. This is a very classic glass and steel structure. It's called Greenville. You can see the roof is actually made of, it's called green roof from Very Vista. This is very unique. It's called the Nook. And again, the entire core structure is steel. And facade, what you see is aluminum laser cut. This is from the Balinese series which we have. It's called Ruma Clover. And again, it has it's a classical hot roll structure, steel, and then we have used a lot of wood cladding in this. So what we do in Mulberry, basically we design, we build high quality spaces, very high end kind of a villas, which are theme based villas or modern contemporary villas. We also develop a lot of bath pods and glam pods. And all our villas we are going to fully furnished and air conditioned. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.